Dan Ashby, Wion correspondent, joining us live from Moscow for that big story that we're tracking. Dan, thank you so much for taking time out. This is a development that worries the entire world. Two of the greatest nuclear powers that officially entered into peace in the year 1987 are now out of that peace agreement in the year 2019.
Yes, exactly. Russia and the US can now do what they like when it comes to these intermediate range missiles, the ones that are fired from the ground over 500 kilometers. These are the very missiles which scared Europe in the 1980s. People were terrified of them because they said that in under 10 minutes, a missile like this could hit a major city and kill millions of people. And the time is so short for these missiles from when they're launched to when they hit their target that many people fear that missile defense shields will not work, will not prevent them. So for the best part of 30 years, the two superpowers, the US and Russia, had this treaty not to produce these missiles, and now it looks like it is all falling to pieces. I mean, both the US and Russia have now suspended their obligations under that treaty. Already this morning, President Putin has come out and yes, he has said he won't deploy the missiles in Europe, and he has said that he doesn't want an arms race. But in the very same breath, he's come out and said we need to look into ground-based hypersonic missiles, which is the latest technology of these nuclear weapons, which are even faster and even more deadly. So they may say that they don't want an arms race, but it looks as if the world is heading to one, not just with Russia and America, but of course that could spread east as well, affecting both India and China, because the US says it wants to compete with Chinese missiles in the east.
Exactly, Dan. That was going to be my next question, because this entire thing is because of the US's paranoia about China and the fact that China is not part of the INF treaty. And China is free to develop as many missiles of as many sizes and shapes that it wants to. So in that sense, do you think this would sort of force all world powers to think about how disarmament, the talk of disarmament needs to proceed in this new world where the INF treaty alone doesn't protect the world from a nuclear attack?
Well, I mean, the only bit of good news, if you like, or positive thinking is just because these treaties are breaking down doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be a nuclear war tomorrow, because there is still the theory of mutually assured destruction, which has existed alongside these treaties. Remember, neither the US or Russia will theoretically attack each other, because they know that one missile sent one way will lead to total obliteration of both countries and millions of people dying. But as you say, the treaties seem to be breaking down, and you can't really see the likes of China at the moment signing up to a new treaty, because the US have been making overtures to China for the best part of 10 years, and China hasn't signed a treaty. The US says that 95% of Chinese missiles would break the INF treaty if China was in it. So it does look as if both China, the US and Russia as well have accepted that the new normal is to make these missiles to defend themselves. And the way this is moving is not just China. Of course, India, another growing superpower. People talk about North Korea, they talk about Pakistan. We are entering into a new world where the question is, how are all these countries going to find an agreement to secure stability for all? And at the moment, we don't have an answer for that.